Lisa Gansky, serial entrepreneur, and now author of The Mesh, a book that comes out this week. Lisa, you made a lot of money, made a lot of friends, probably some enemies as well. Why the book? Why did you feel you needed to write The Mesh? Why the future of business is sharing?
You're right. I'm not an author. I mean, by DNA or whatever it is that drives people to write books. But I wasn't really. I had this idea that the world was moving to a different. There was a different sort of cocktail being brewed, with social really having such important implications, and also with the mobile web, because we walk around, dripping with this communication device that has GPS and it's on us, and so. But also, truthfully, I was feeling myself in my own life that I have too much stuff, and I was hearing other people, and a lot of it I think got really provoked by the recession. So people started to talk about just trying to lighten their load or how they might consider doing other things. And I got really interested in just looking first outside the US, because a lot of things for bike sharing and car sharing and peer-to-peer lending happened first in Europe, actually. And so I started to familiarize myself, but I kept having this personal, quiet voice in my head that wasn't so quiet all the time that said, like, that's sort of nice for other people. I don't really see myself doing it. And when I started to realize just the infrastructure, all the tools were in place to take the pain out of walking out of this building on Townsend Street and being able to get a taxi that's close by, or even share a taxi with someone, or pop a ride, share a ride back to the East Bay, I thought it becomes really simple with mobile phones and these tracking devices that we all have in cars and various things that we own. And so it occurred to me that the friction went out of sharing. That suddenly it used to be more convenient to own. We owned things mostly because it was easier. We got stuff we wanted, and you could walk out of your house and your car's there waiting for you.
So Lisa, and this is a polite question.
Please.
Maybe not so polite. Are you a communist? I mean, what are you saying? We all give up our stuff?
Oh, God, no. I mean, I'm confessing. I mean, I might be. I don't think I'm a communist.
But what does this mean when the future of business is sharing? Does that mean we share everything?
If we stand
Cars,
back.
Hardware, wives, children.
Wives, children. Well,
husbands.
You can take that up in a different book. I haven't done that book, but for me, I think what led to a lot of this and actually writing the book is share platforms have existed way before any of bike sharing, car sharing, all these sorts of things. I mean, if you go to a city, San Francisco, and you walk out and look around, you have hotels, subways, taxis, office buildings. We have co-work spaces that people are perfectly happy with. And so it's like any of these things, you kind of set the dials in what's comfortable for you at any given moment in your life. And
we don't share. If I go to a hotel, I'm not sharing a room. I pay for it.
As well, you shouldn't.
So what's the sharing element? What changes in the future?
Do you use Netflix?
No.
Well, I mean,
I buy my CDs and DVDs.
Do you?
Absolutely. I'm the last person who does that.
Well, you're a bad person for me to ask then. But most people who use Netflix, it never occurs to them when they open the package, oh my God, I wonder who had this before me.
So this is the future of entertainment, sharing of the discs, the product, but they're still business models.
Yeah. Oh, the business models are fundamental. I think that there's actually, as a marketer and as an entrepreneur, I'm very excited about what's possible here, because the opportunity is to have a lot more understanding of who your customer is. You have an opportunity to present fresh offers in a very temporal moment. They're on your block or close to your store. You know that they've been looking for something because either they reached out to you or you've gotten some alert from some loyalty program or something like that. There's the ability as a marketer to reach people with a much more relevant, fresh, and location appropriate offer if you're a business now than ever before. I think sharing is huge.
Where are we in the sharing cycle in business terms? At the beginning?
I think we're
for entrepreneurs
very, very beginning.
Very early?
I think we're, when we think about things, the sort of what I like to call the underwear, the infrastructure of all this that allows us to build, the good stuff on top, Even if you consider Foursquare, Gowalla, things like Me Please in the UK and Festia that's happening in the Netherlands, these sorts of things are, and who did I forget, Groupon, all of those are really important, as well as things like Zynga and Facebook Places, because it's starting to say we're putting location, people, and then physical location. I think what we're starting to see is sort of the klutzy original, like if you look back at early Groupon offers, even 6 months ago, and what you're going to see in 3 or 6 months from now, it's going to change radically, because there's the whole idea, at least for me in business, has always been make mistakes early and inexpensive and way before your competition. And if you do that, you learn fast. If you don't do that and you wait to have everything perfect, or you think that this is it, shame on you, because we live in a very perishable reality in terms of the technology and all these sorts of things are giving us new opportunities. So the business models are exciting and fundamental. I think that's what I'm most excited about.